it may be. If you have goals, it automatically arouses a portion of the mind that Happiness Murli was speaking about, helps you automatically to go and achieve those goals, convert them into action plan, put them into execution mode and reach those goals. Being part of the MBA stream, goal setting might have been already covered for you, or maybe upcoming in one of the semesters in the next 1 or 2 years. There are various ways in which goals are written. But prior to that, I wanted to ask you one single question. Why should I write down a goal in the first place? Can't it be just in my head? Why should I write it down? Why should I write it down? Tell me. Seeing is believing. Okay, good. One of the famous quotes, out of sight, out of mind. The other advantage of having a written down goal is again the power that you derive from the power of the subconscious mind. The mind believes what is in writing. When you go to a shop, if you find a board which says no discount, the normal pattern is we don't ask for a discount. If they say 5% discount only, we don't ask for more than 5% discount. Normally the written word has phenomenal amount of power. And second thing is, the more number of times you write something, you are actually writing an internal script and telling yourself that this is something that I need to achieve. There is a famous quote which says, when you let your subconscious mind work, the universe conspires to give you what you want, with or without your knowledge. Abundance is already there, so is scarcity. Whether abundance or scarcity for you to attract, you need to put it in form of a goal. It doesn't take too long. If you take any of the corporates, okay, one of the things people said is, we need to see it. I always talk about goals as something which emanates from a much larger picture. You see the backdrop here. Such a large backdrop. Like this, all of us have dreams about so many things that happen around us. I want to start a company, I want to become this, I want to become a CEO, very large dream. Normally the process is like this. You have a dream, and within that large spectrum of canvas of dream, you pick up a portion of the dream that becomes your vision. And from this vision, you narrow down further, it breaks down into hundreds of goals. And each of the goal is something that gets backed up by a plan of action. So if you really see the sequence, we need to first dream. Dream really big. I mean, when you decide to dream, which is something again I'll be coming back tomorrow morning. When you decide to dream, dream big. Doesn't make really sense because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. As far as the subconscious mind is concerned, what you dream, it believes. What you see is also something that it believes. So if you want to convert what you dream into a reality, first you need to dream. Once you dream, convert it into a vision. Convert that vision into a goal. Put that goal as a plan of action. Put that plan of action into execution. And once you execute consistently, you see that you achieve the results, which automatically takes you upward in the goal. I work with a lot of sports people. I work with a lot of executives to give them a focus on what to achieve. I'm going to give you a sneak peek into the kind of goals that I use with specifically athletes and sports people to make them peak performers. Let's take cricket as an example, which all of you would relate. Not the cricket of the morning, but cricket as a game of cricket. For example, goals can be split at that level into 3 levels. At the highest level, we talk goals in the format of outcome goals. An outcome goal is like winning the T20 World Cup, which is upcoming now. To a great extent, we may not have that much of a control on the outcome goal. For example, there is a campus interview happening here. It's an outcome goal. Whether you get hired or you don't get hired, beyond a point, you have no control. It's about an 80-20 principle. You have about 20% control on an outcome goal, 80% you don't. The outcome goal is further subdivided into what is called as performance goals. For example, you have so many players in the team. You have Yuvraj, you have Dhoni, you have Raina, you have Gambhir, you have Sehwag. Each one of them can have a specific performance goal. For example, in this match, I will save about 10 runs, other than the normal save. I would at least take, say, 1 catch. Or I would score at least 25 runs. or I would take at least 1 wicket, which is more of a performance goal. To a great extent, 80% of the performance goal is in my control. To a great extent, it's in my control. Not 100%, 80%. My personal performance goals in a match situation. The same is true for you when you go in for a campus. When TCS or somebody is coming here, to a great extent, I can decide in terms of the performance goals, in terms of how I will present, in terms of how I will handle the GD. All those things are controllable. The outcome goal is broken down into performance goals, but what is going to convert the performance goals into action? This is where each one of us have been talking to you from morning. All these learnings that you're taking today become what is known as process goals. A process goal is nothing but a repetitive set of activity. Let me take another example. I want to become, say, Mr. Madras. Not at this age. Let's take it as an example. Outcome to goal. May be possible, may not be possible. The performance goals can be in terms of us clearing the district or clearing my college, one after another, going to the peak performance. And then going for the outcome goal, which is to become Mr. Madras. The process goals is finally what I put in terms of my day-to-day practice. Today I want to go to the gym and work for about 6 hours. Tomorrow 6 hours. Day after 6 hours. The day after 6 hours. The process goal is what finally takes you towards your performance goals, and from the performance goals you go towards the outcome goals. The process goals are 100% in your control. For example, you want to score 95% in the outcome goal in the final exams, right? The performance goals is semester after semester you can set certain benchmarks and go after achieving them, which cumulates into a score and lets you get the outcome goal, which could not just be the 95% but could also be a placement of a chosen institution. All this cannot happen unless you have process goals backing you up. I have a process goal of putting in about 4 hours of practice for this subject every day. I'll go and get tutored online from this institution or this website for half an hour every day. I'll do a combined study of a topic for half an hour every day. All these are things that are fully in your control. Process goals are something which are completely in our control. This is what all of us do. For example, we had an outcome goal in terms of having this event a mega success. What happens by tomorrow morning when the session ends at about 10:30, 11 is anybody's guess. We don't have complete control. Partly we have control. About 20% of what can happen, we have a control. The performance goals of ensuring the 56 topics being split and given to 18 speakers, giving them the keynote points, giving them the inputs, putting them together, giving them whatever support is needed, and ensuring that within that space of those 4, 2, 5, 6, 7 topics that are given to them are delivered to their standard is possible by them, is possible by us. The process goals of last 3 weeks, working almost 24 hours every day, each one of them, each one from MMA, each one from C-Change, each one from all the supporting affiliates, it is something which is very much in our hand. What happens as an outcome, happens or doesn't happen, doesn't matter. There are 2 things you have complete control. The first is process goals. The second is what we call as performance goals. To put it quite simply, process goals are things which really creates the gramophone record. If you want good music which is soothing to the ears, which needs to come through a gramophone record we would have seen long time back, it needs to be grooved. For the groove to be created, you need to create process goals, which is nothing but a repetition of repeat set of activities which will take you towards a performance goal. When the performance goal happens, when the record is being played, whether the music is really soothing or annoying, outcome, it's not in our hands. Maybe the specific rag that is being played, you may like it. Somebody else may not like it. That is not in the hands as far as the outcome goal is concerned. But the process goal is nothing but a repetition. There are 2 main elements which are extremely essential for you to make a process goal happen. I said that you have 100% control on process goals. What is missing are 2 key elements which are extremely essential. What I call as discipline and commitment. Discipline is nothing but sticking to a repetitive process. Come what may, every day I will get up at this time for the next 1 year. Whatever happens, there is no compromise. Because it's completely in my control. All I need is to set an alarm, get up. If I don't, It's because of my ability or inability to control my habits, being lazy, procrastination, all those points Dr. Bala and so many people had shared in the planning stage. This is something that you can kick yourself out and do it. If you have to work towards my process goals, discipline is the bare minimum commitment that I need to bring. Discipline is nothing but a repetitive process that I have to do day in and day out for the set period of time for me to be able to achieve my process goals. At the end of the exam, you can throw your process goals out, go and take rest till you redesign your process goals to do something else. The commitment is what helps you to go towards your performance goals. Commitment is what we call as do or die approach. Till the goal is achieved, whatever happens, I will not give up. If I have to scale up, if I have to ensure that my process goals have to be changed, I will change the process goals to the extent that finally I will achieve my performance goals, which might take me towards my outcome goals. The whole thing boils down to one single point. I need to have my goals written down. If I don't have my goals written down, one thing which will never happen, normally goals are succeeded by what we call as planning. If you don't have a goal, you cannot have a plan. It's as simple as that. If I know where to go for my holiday, I mean the best thing about life is that people plan their holidays better than their lives. Next 3 months later, I want to go for a holiday. I have a beautiful plan. I know where I'm going, where I'm staying, which are the places I'm staying, what is my budget, what is my amount, what ticketing, which agent to speak to. But when it comes to your life, we don't take that seriously. Anyway, what I wanted to share and then end it on a quick note before Ms. Padmaja would take over for the next session. Have goals. Allow your subconscious mind to work. The power of the subconscious is like electricity. Doesn't matter whether you understand how electricity works. When I want a light to come on, I just go and switch the switch. That's all. Just turn the switch on. The light comes up. Doesn't matter whether I understand how the electricity works inside to put the light on. The same way subconscious mind works on certain principles. I spoke about the power of self-talk. I think some of the speakers who are going to come later will also give you inputs on visualization and all that. You will find that subconscious wakes up and starts working. Once you wake it up, it's like a sleeping giant. It's like a genie. It doesn't know. Once you wake it out of the lamp, it comes out. What you want, it will do. All you have to do is ask. If you don't ask, it cannot give you. Decide what you want to ask. Take in the next one day time out to write what you want, one goal at least in your personal life, in your social life, in your professional life and career. Break them down into process goals. Once you break them down into process goals, write down your performance goals, leave the outcome. Something will happen. I wish you all the best. Let's rock and give a SRM clap to you for hearing through. We'll have the next speaker coming on. I think Padmaja is on stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prakash.